Hello and welcome to the 2020 RIDI Awards. I actually can't quite believe we're here, but we are slightly differently. We're doing it virtually, and if anybody can pull off an exciting virtual event, it's got to be the RIDI crowd. This time last year, many of you were with us celebrating the winners at the walkie-talkie. This year, we're all in the comfort of our own homes, but we're still going to have a fantastic evening. So 2020 has been a year for all of us, hasn't it? So many different challenges and pressures, so many new things and circumstances we've all had to deal with. But the RIDI judges have had something amazing to keep them going through the summer, and that is the just outstanding level of entries. Private sector, public sector, third sector, specialist recruiters, in-house recruiters, external recruitment firms. Disability confidence is thriving in recruitment. We've got a long way to go, but we're certainly making great inroads as of today. I can't wait to see all the winners and the highly commended and hear from our judges and our chair of judges, but no spoilers from me. Jane Hatton's going to share all of that with you. For me, it remains me to say, as I do every year, RIDI is a virtual organisation. We're based on volunteers and people who are as passionate as our executive committee are about creating disability confidence throughout the recruitment industry and in in-house recruitment, accessing career opportunities for our disabled colleagues and disabled job seekers in a positive and inclusive way. That's our mission. That's where we're all going collectively together. So a huge thank you to the RIDI Exec Committee who've worked extensively this year, to Jane Hatton as the chair of our judges panel, who's done so much over the summer to keep our judges all on track, and to our amazing judges, which was a big change for us. We've got some of the most exciting movers, shakers, influencers, role models, icons, I might say, of the disabled community who've been prepared to judge these awards this year. And I think have had a challenging time, both emotionally and in reaching those decisions. But I can't thank any of you enough, knowing how big your workloads already are. A thank you, of course, to our sponsors and partners, without whom we can do none of this. So a massive thanks to you for not only allowing us to have this year, but to allowing us to pull off what's going to be a fantastic event. I'm going to hand over now, if I may, to Jane Hatton, our chair of judges, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the judging process. But please do stay with us and have a fantastic evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. I'm Jane Hatton, and I'm the founder and CEO of Even Break. I'd hoped to be meeting you all in person this year, but of course things haven't quite gone according to plan, as we know. But I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in the after party on Zoom, when you can be involved in choosing the overall winner of the RIDI Awards. So I've been involved with RIDI for quite a long time, since the beginning really, first as a guest, then as a finalist, then as a winner. And then I joined the executive board some years ago, and this year I was asked to be the chair of the judging panel, which was a great honour. And what we decided to do this year was to reach out to the great and the good, the real leaders in this space, the space of disability and inclusion and recruitment. And we went to the absolute top names in the industry, and to our absolute delight, everyone said yes. So we've been incredibly lucky to have an amazing panel of judges this year. It hasn't been an easy job. I don't think they knew what they were signing up to, and maybe they wouldn't have been so eager to come on board if they'd have known. The quality of the submissions was amazing. And so there were lots of very, very difficult decisions to be made. And in fact, so difficult that what we decided to do was for each of the categories have a winner, but also to have highly commended, because there were some we just couldn't choose between, and we had to kind of go down to a vote. It really was that difficult. So that really talks to how good the entries were. You'll meet some of the judges a little bit later on. They're going to be presenting the awards, so you'll meet them on this platform. The quality and the quantity of entries, and I know that every award say this every year, it really was outstanding this year, both in terms of quantity, so we had a lot of entries, but also those entries covered a whole range of different sectors. So it wasn't just one sector or another sector. We had public sector, private sector, third sector, different industry bodies, just really amazing, the breadth of entries that we did have, but also in terms of the quality of entries was incredible. And when I compare it to the kind of entries we were getting, even last year, but maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the quality of the entries this year was just so high. And for me, and I know for the other judges, it was actually very uplifting in the middle of what was a pretty gloomy year to be seeing all of the amazing stuff that people are doing and all the really good practice that there is out there. And for us, the real benefit of that is, of course, we can share that good practice so that all sorts of other organisations, all recruiters, whether in-house or agency, can learn from the good practice that's been displayed in the awards this year. So it's been, as I say, a really difficult choice for all of us. If you didn't win, it's not because you weren't good, you were great. It's because we had so many really good entries. So as I say, normally we'd be meeting in person, and it's usually a great event. It's usually at a great venue. We have great views over the city. There are nibbles and drinks, and we can mingle in person. And of course, we can't do that this year. But I hope that we've recreated some of that magic in this event tonight. And of course, we've got the after party where we can do a bit of mingling and a bit of meeting each other, which will be great, just without having to get dressed up and go on the tube to get there. One of the things has stayed the same though this year. So we've been very, very lucky in previous years to have Liz Johnson to host the awards themselves. Now, Liz, you will already know, of course, is a former Paralympian. She's won many medals for our country. She's also the founder of the Ability People. And a little bird told me that actually today is her birthday. So I'd like to introduce Liz. I'd like to wish her happy birthday from all the RIDI crowd. And over to you, Liz.
Thanks so much, Jane, and thank you to RIDI for having me back for a second time. I obviously didn't completely mess it up last year, or they wouldn't have asked me back, right? Before we get into the detail of the awards, the categories, finalists and winners, I'd just like to take a few moments to tell you a bit about my year, this year, and why the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is so important, apart from conveniently also being my birthday.
Happy birthday!
So 2020, what a year it's been. Nobody thought that we were going to find ourselves in this situation, delivering awards ceremonies virtually in December. I'm pretty sure nobody thought that would be the case in August, but here we are. And I'd like to say that it's been so refreshing to see just the ability that people have had to adapt to it. And I'm sure I don't have to explain to the audience today why it can be such a benefit for the demographic that we're all so passionate about. I think we were really at risk when the world stopped, pressed pause, at quickly becoming forgotten and being quickly becoming or finding ourselves in a position where people with disabilities were the easy fix to get rid of. But actually, what it's done is made people realise what an asset people who are different and people who think differently can be in a workplace, in a workforce, in a time of need. And what I've seen is actually the opportunity to press pause and take a step back and not feel the time pressures has opened up opportunities to speak, to talk, to look at new ways of doing things. And I think what we should all encourage our peers, our friends, our communities, and our work teams to do is really see the benefit in this hand that we've been dealt this year. From what we've been doing and what I've been doing from a lot of my work, we've had to change everything to this remote workforce. And some people love it, and fair to say some people hate it. But I think what we need to do is help people understand and champion why it can be such a good thing, but also help people appreciate that it's not going to be everyone's preference. And now is the perfect time. Everyone's having to change the way they think, change the way they act, change the way they behave. So rather than look at a quick fix now and then having to make expensive, in terms of cost and time, adjustments further down the line, why don't we all together work so that we can encourage people to create fully accessible environments right from the off? That's the real win, I think, that we're going to take out of what has been a horrifically challenging year for all. And I think the other thing that's important to note is that we shouldn't diminish anybody's challenges. Everybody is unique. We're all human and we've all reacted in different ways. So don't think that your challenge or your complaint isn't justified or isn't valid because someone else has had it worse off. I think one thing that we've learned about us as a population is we've all got a lot of humanity in the world, and we've got a lot of humanity around us. And actually, what we should do is we should harness that, and we should take faith in that and realise that this is a time for positive change. Before, there was this question of the unknown or fear or what's possible, but now we are in a real position to move forward as a population, a global population together, help those that maybe are not in the same place on the journey as us, but be empathetic to people's needs and people's differences, and realise that actually adaptability, resilience, they're positive traits that we should shout about. And if we haven't had an experience in the past in a specific working environment when we're going for a role, or similarly, if we see a candidate who maybe hasn't got the relevant in inverted commas experience for a specific role, look at other ways that we can assess if they've got the capabilities that we are looking for people to join our teams. That's pretty much all I'm going to say on that. We could all talk about our struggles and our revelations of 2020. We've all picked up a skill, maybe learnt a language or invested a bit more time in our gardens. That was definitely me. But now I think we're all here. Let's get on with the show. So let's get started with the first award. Let's get started with the awards. First up is the Getting Started category, quite aptly. This award recognises an organisation who has just begun their journey to be disability confident. We celebrate the steps taken to engage staff across the business, the changes made to reflect more inclusive practices, and the motivation shown in getting up to speed. An organisation who, although at the start of their journey, shows they are fully committed to inclusivity and are stepping up to the plate to achieve this. To announce the finalists in the Getting Started category, I'd like to welcome Diane Lightfoot from Business Disability Forum.
Thank you, Liz. This was a great category to judge with some really fantastic entries, and such an important category too. People often worry about how and where to start, and so it's wonderful seeing people taking those first steps, or in some cases giant leaps, and getting started on their disability confident journey. So the finalists in the Getting Started category are Foreign and Commonwealth Office Services for their steps and commitment towards becoming disability confident, including the introduction of their newly launched careers site, putting accessibility at the core of its design by focusing on language, imagery, access and bias. Northamptonshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust for their collaborative work with staff networks over the past year to begin removing barriers faced by disabled colleagues and applicants. In 2019, they increased their disabled staff network from 5 to 68 members. Trinovo Group for their personalised recruitment strategy that hopes to reflect more inclusive practices and partnerships with 6 impactful employment charities such as the Enham Trust Disability Charity. GTI RPO for their efforts in assisting companies to ensure they deliver a fair and inclusive recruitment process, as well as their commitment to keeping up to date on best practice for inclusion with initiatives like flexible working and recognising Mental Health Month. Manchester Airports Group for the creation of their future vision and strategy, presenting their strive for inclusivity as a place of work where employees feel valued and able to be their true selves. And finally, HEC, for their work with the Dales School to provide a work experience placement to their student Josh, fully supporting his needs whilst enabling him to develop skills, confidence and independence. So firstly, I am delighted to announce that highly commended goes to Manchester Airports Group. And the winner is GTI RPO. It was a closely contended category, but a clear winner with GTI RPO. Such strong passion and commitment on such a key and important area of transition from education to employment, and also echoed in how they support their own workforce. Although it's quite funny hearing about working from home in the current context. Of course, it's the norm now, but it wasn't then. So huge congratulations to all at GTI RPO, a very well deserved and worthy winner.
Thank you, Diane, and congratulations to Manchester Airports Group and GTI RPO. Next up is the Most Inclusive Recruitment Campaign category. This award recognises a unique campaign which has been carefully and cleverly implemented to attract a diverse range of talent. We look at the thinking behind how roles are advertised across channels, as well as factors such as language, imagery, access and bias. A campaign which is not only open and inclusive for disabled people, but goes the extra mile to ensure that they have been consulted and supported at every step. To announce the finalists in this category, I'm going to hand over to Nick Goss.
Well, thanks a lot, Liz. I've got to say what a complete pleasure and a privilege it has been to be part of the RIDI judging panel this year. Obviously, inclusive recruitment is important any year, but I think this year more than any other year, as we look to building back better in 2021 and beyond, how we provide employment opportunities for everybody going forward is fundamentally important to where we are and where we're going when it comes to inclusive recovery. So it's a great pleasure of mine and to introduce the finalists for the 2019 Most Inclusive Recruitment Campaign. And the first one is Wells Tobias Group. They work with global law firms Reed Smith to identify and hire disabled talent for their London office, providing full support and adjustments throughout the process. The second finalist is Guidance Global. Guidance Global proactively encourages applications from disabled talent, have introduced an interview guarantee policy for anyone with a disability who meets the minimum criteria for their role. They promoted this policy via a Join Us campaign and have featured publications such as Enable and Living with Disability. And Trenovo Group. The Trenovo are on a mission to build and support diverse and inclusive teams that represent the world we live in. They offer a highly personalised, inclusive recruitment process created from their in-depth knowledge and expertise. And finally, the Financial Conduct Authority. The Financial Conduct Authority are committed to diverse recruitment. Their inclusive marketing and attraction strategy in graduate recruitment has provided the organisation with the most diverse cohort graduates to date, with 35% more offers made to students with a disability than in any previous year. So what an inspiring and forward-thinking list of finalists. So first of all, the Highly Commended Award. And the Highly Commended Award goes to Guidance Global. So, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner of the Most Inclusive Recruitment Campaign is the Financial Conduct Authority. Well done to you.
Thank you, Nick. Next up is the Best Candidate Experience category. This award focuses on the star factor, which puts a recruiter a cut above the rest, how their candidates are treated. We celebrate those who have offered a high level of tailored support to disabled candidates, using innovative or tried and tested ways to ensure they access the recruitment process with ease. An organisation who truly believes in equality of opportunity and works hard to achieve this for their disabled candidates. And to announce the finalists, I'm going to hand over to Heather Lacey from Eversheds Sutherland.
Thank you, Liz. So I'm Heather and you are joining me in my lovely kitchen. But I am delighted to announce the Best Candidate Experience finalists for RIDI. I've been judging the RIDI Awards for 2 years now, and it's always a really wonderful experience. It's so great to see what people are doing, and it's really good to see that we're making that progress in this area. So when I was reading through these entries myself, I was so impressed by the breadth of experience and all the different things that each of the finalists and the categories had put into place. But the finalists that we're going to talk through are, number one, we've got the Pension Protection Fund. So the PPF Settling into Work process provides tailored support from the moment a candidate applies for a job. Initiatives taken include providing support workers, specialist equipment, and allowing flexible working hours. Next, we move on to the online tests and assessments team at the Government Recruitment Service. So the civil service uses tests to sift and select people for jobs. The team responsible ensure that accessibility is at the forefront of their design, and they've made a number of adaptations to reflect this, including removing time limits, carrying out accessible audits, and promoting accessible standards across the board. Next, we're going to move on to Rulion. So Rulion supports United Utilities with their scheme that fast-tracks young people who aren't currently in education, employment, or training into full-time work. Their work readiness programme includes training and support for individuals with disability. Since 2014, they've actually helped over 100 young people successfully gain employment. Next up, we have HSBC. So HSBC has worked with the accessibility people to help attract more diverse talent. They took a number of steps to make their recruitment process more accessible, including replacing the online assessment with a face-to-face interview and developing a bespoke assessment process for their technology graduate programme. And then last but not least, we have DWF Law. So DWF Law recently offered wheelchair user Edward a 10-day work experience opportunity. In order to make his experience fully accessible and enjoyable, they took a number of steps, including arranging disabled parking, carrying out full risk assessment, and have since implemented further actions to make their workplace more accessible. So we're coming to the part we're all here for, to see who has won this very coveted title. But first, we have a highly commended award, and I'm really pleased to say that the highly commended award has been given to the Pension Protection Fund. Congratulations!
Yay! Well done, team!
And the winner is, this is the nearest thing to me, it's DWF Law.
So proud we won.
Congratulations, everyone. As I say, it's been a real pleasure. It's so great to see what you've been doing and carrying on the great work that RIDI do.
Thanks, Heather. Another round of amazing finalists. The response to the Making a Difference category was huge, and to help acknowledge more of the amazing entries, the RIDI team split this category into the public and private sectors. First up is the public sector. This award highlights those who have excelled in levelling the playing field for disabled candidates in the recruitment process. identifying and implementing appropriate reasonable adjustments at every stage and working hard to swiftly remove any barriers. An example of going the extra mile and inclusivity best practice in action. To announce the public sector finalists, we have Paul Deemer from NHS Employers.
Thanks, Liz. I'm absolutely delighted that I've been asked to announce the finalists and winner of the Making a Difference public sector category on behalf of NHS Employers. You'll know as well as I do, Liz, that the public sector is currently very much in the limelight in the COVID-dominated world that we live in. But that means that we need to, more than ever, make sure that we demonstrate and show good practice in terms of how we recruit, employ, and look after both new and existing members of staff who have or who acquire disabilities. In this respect, we know that we don't always get it right and that we're always looking to learn and do better. But 80 to 90% of the time we do get it right. And so we need to celebrate that good practice. So on that note, I would like to announce the Making a Difference in the Public Sector finalists, and they are Essex County Council with Capita Resourcing for developing a pioneering autism work accessibility programme that enabled individuals with autism to show what they were capable of, launching an internship programme that has seen 5 young individuals offered extended contracts. Civil Service Talent Schemes team, Civil Service HR. The Civil Service Talent Scheme run a number of initiatives to diversify their workforce. Each year they launch a communications campaign and actively engage with volunteer diversity networks and colleagues across government to encourage those from protected groups to apply. The Disability Staff Network, University Hospitals, Morecambe Bay. The Disability Staff Network meet on a bi-monthly basis to share learning and experiences and agree on action plans for future changes. Examples of their work include the development of a new disability leave policy, 2 changing places facilities, new handrails, signage and ramp access. Government Recruitment Service. The civil service aims to be the most inclusive employer in the UK. To do so, they have updated the entire recruitment process for candidates after carrying out controlled trials. Their aim is to ensure their processes and support offered to candidates are fit for purpose, inclusive, and help to break down both the real and perceived barriers in recruitment. Network RAL. With more than 15% of the United Kingdom's population estimated to be neurodivergent, Network RAL has reassessed their recruitment processes to become more inclusive. They have launched a neurodiversity programme in partnership with the Transport Salaried Staffs Association and AS Mentoring to build on the recruitment and training activity that is already in place. Highly commended award goes to Essex County Council with Capita Resourcing. Yay! And the winner is I hear something. I wonder what that is. Oh, look. It's a card. And the winner is Civil Service Talent Schemes team, Civil Service HR. Congratulations to the Civil Service Talent Schemes team. Enjoy your award. And all I would ask, please, is that you continue to shout about what you're doing in the hope that others will follow your fantastic lead. All the best.
Thank you, Paul. And now, to announce the Making a Difference in the Private Sector category finalists, I'll hand over to Robin Christopherson from AbilityNet.
Thank you so much, Liz. I have really enjoyed being a judge of the RIDI Awards this year. It's been an absolute pleasure reading about the reasonable adjustments that companies have been putting in place to help make sure that more people with disabilities get into work and stay in work. I myself am blind, so I know the power and potential of adjustments to help people perform at their best. And I'm actually going to employ a reasonable adjustment now in the shape of my son. I've literally just pulled him out of a workout session in our home gym in our garage. So I'm going to hand over to Sam to read a summary of the finalists in the Making a Difference in the Private Sector category. Here's Sam.
And the finalists are Motorpoint. Motorpoint have recently worked with Peterborough Regional College to provide a student with a work placement through their supported internship programme. This student has now been offered paid employment, with Motorpoint taking on a second intern, providing complete support and adaptability through the recruitment process. Primark. Primark have made a number of changes to remove the barriers within their recruitment process, including redesigning their job specifications and advertisements to encourage disabled candidates. Since applying these changes in March 2019, they have supported 335 candidates with some degree of reasonable adjustment. Siemens UK Limited. Last year, Siemens worked with organisation Aspirations to attract and engage autistic talent, with the key action being to pilot an ASD-friendly recruitment process for digital apprentices. This involved reviewing their entire onboarding process. Balfour Beatty. Balfour Beatty have recently driven a number of initiatives to help disabled people overcome the barriers to their recruitment applications, including achieving Disability Confident Level 2. They're currently launching a Make a Difference, Be the Difference campaign to promote inclusion within company culture. Saxton Bamfield. Last year, Saxton Bamfield launched their REACH programme to help enable disabled talent in the civil service. This involved a mentoring scheme matching senior disabled civil servants with senior leaders from outside the civil service who either have experience of being disabled or who have really made a difference to inclusivity in their own organisations.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sam. I'll let you get back to your workout. Thanks very much. Well, there you go, guys. As you can see, some really amazing work and well-worthy finalists there in this category. So, before I can announce the winner of the Making a Difference in the Private Sector category, we have a highly commended, and the highly commended is Balfour Beatty. So huge congratulations to Balfour Beatty, and the winners in the RIDI Making a Difference in the Private Sector category is, I'm going to do this by putting on one of my reasonable adjustments. It might not look like your average reasonable adjustment. These are actually smart sunglasses, and if I press this button, it will connect to the computer that you guys are watching me on, and if I press an arrow, it's going to read to me through my glasses who the winner is. It's Saxton Bamfield. Huge congratulations to all of the finalists. Saxton Bamfield, congratulations. You're the winner of the Making a Difference in the Private Sector category. Thanks, everybody. See you next year.
The next category is a new one for 2020, Recruitment Team of the Year. This award celebrates an exemplary team going above and beyond to ensure inclusivity in the recruitment process. They passionately believe in equality of access, promote it across the business, and implement new and tested initiatives to ensure disabled candidates are attracted and supported into employment. To announce the finalists, we are joined by Mike Adams from We Are Purple.
Thanks, Liz. I am delighted to be presenting this award. And at this time in particular, innovative and creative recruitment teams can be the difference in talented disabled candidates getting the opportunity to showcase what they can bring. And so, the finalists in the Recruitment Team of the Year category are Pension Protection Fund Recruitment Team, The PPF recruitment team have recently undertaken a recruitment audit with the Clear Company, and as a result, changes made to their process include introducing inclusive recruitment training for all hiring managers, amending job descriptions to attract disabled talent, and guaranteeing interviews for people with disabilities that meet the minimum role requirements. And the HS2 recruitment team. The HS2 recruitment team have harnessed their training on inclusion to develop an inclusive apprentices recruitment and induction program. They have produced a series of case studies to demonstrate reasonable adjustments and constantly test their career site for accessibility, all whilst HS2 has undertaken a transition from a planning to a construction organisation. And the Civil Service Fast Stream and Early Talent. The Civil Service Fast Stream and Early Talent team have a vision of being the most inclusive graduate and early talent programme in the UK. And their collaborative approach to inclusion has already delivered promising results, including seeing them double the pipeline of 2020 autistic interns to 70 roles and expanding 2020 disability diversity internships by 20%. And the judges have awarded highly commended to the Civil Service Fast Stream and Early Talent team. And the winner is, and I will just release it from my purple mug. The winner is the HS2 recruitment team. Congratulations to you, as this was an absolute whole team inclusive approach, which is having a real impact. So well done.
Thanks, Mike. Next up is the Disability Confident category, sponsored by DWF. This award singles out a business, organisation or agency demonstrating top-level commitment to the Disability Confidence Scheme and effective implementation of the guidance across their workplace. An avid promoter and expert in how disability confidence can be utilised to recruit and retain great people. Here to announce the finalists is Ty Jones from category sponsor DWF.
Thanks, Liz. Becoming disability confident is about challenging your own assumptions and those of others about the value of inclusion to create workplaces where everyone can be themselves and feel welcome. I'm delighted to announce the finalists in the Disability Confident category. HSBC. In 2019, they welcomed almost 200 new joiners onto the HSBC Technologies' new Global Graduate Programme. On the first day of their induction, the graduates took part in an immersive workshop to get an insight into the challenges that disabled colleagues and customers faced every day, reminding them that D&I is at the heart of being a good leader. Channel 4. Channel 4 were the first broadcasting company to gain Disability Confident Leader status. One of the challenges they had was to encourage employees to be more open about their impairments and or their access needs. Their declaration rates moved from 2% to over 11% following a campaign of inclusion, including their This Is Me activities. Kent Community Health NHS Foundation Trust. An inclusive employer striving to attract the best talent from the local population. Working in partnership with Kent Supported Employment, since 2018, they have made their recruitment and selection processes more accessible to people with disabilities. They are now working towards Level 3 Disability Confident Leader status. Heathrow. Heathrow achieved Disability Confident Leader status this year, using this as a minimum starting point from which to begin embedding inclusive practices across their business. They have involved disabled staff in projects such as wheelchair basketball and have revealed an umbrella display at Terminal 5 celebrating neurodiversity. And finally, Enable Shropshire Council. Enable is a team which has grown and developed over the years to make a huge difference to the lives of disadvantaged people of Shropshire and beyond. In promoting the Disability Confidence Scheme, it has helped to change the lives of vulnerable people while enhancing the community of the county and of the West Midlands. I'm pleased to say the judges awarded highly commended to Channel 4. And the winner is Heathrow. Congratulations to all our finalists tonight as shining examples of the bold and innovative leadership needed to make change happen.
Thanks, Ty. And next up is the Disability Specialist category. This award recognises a key player in the wider recruitment industry, someone who embodies the model of best practice in providing inclusive recruitment and employment services, be that workplace schemes, a supported employment programme, or a unique partnership. A committed, knowledgeable force that has the one-up in their field. To announce the finalists, we have Nigel Lewis from the 2019 category winner, Clarity. Over to you, Nigel.
Thank you, Liz. I know that we felt so privileged to win this award in 2019 at Clarity. It gave us such a boost to be recognised in the specific category as Disability Specialist. Even though this is what we have been doing for 166 years, being recognised by others is truly rewarding. So I'm very proud to have been asked to announce this award for the 2020 Disability Specialist. And the finalists are Ambitious About Autism. They run Autism Exchange, a paid work experience programme for young adults with autism. Now in its 6th year, since 2015, 107 young adults with autism have had access to paid work experience placements, and 447 young adults with autism are registered in their system. Next, Leap One Cafe Leap. Cafe Leap is a training cafe training adults with learning disabilities to NVQ Level 2 in food safety. The trainees train with the cafe for around a year, dependent on their learning level, and then are helped to find employment. So far, they've got 13 people with disabilities into employment or training, with 30 people successfully completing their NVQs. Next is Diversity and Ability, Adam Hyland. Adam is a Director of Social Enterprise Diversity and Ability. He takes an active role in delivering training and consultancy around disability inclusion. Disabled himself, Adam offers authenticity and makes the subject come alive. Those who have worked with him praise his enthusiasm and ability to engage in their positive and motivating way. Next is employability. GTI have been working closely with employability to assist more students and graduates with disabilities into employment. Employability offers a range of services such as advertising employment opportunities to their membership of disabled students. Further initiatives include running disabled-focused insight events and arranging mentoring programs for disabled students. And next is mentoring circles and United Utilities. In 2018, the Department of Work and Pensions launched the Mentoring Circles initiative to tackle employment inequality across the UK. A mentoring circle is a type of action hearing whereby mentees bring issues to the group and work and learn together, take action and reflect on outcomes with a focus on personal development. They are truly helping to break down the barriers for people with disabilities. And the judges have awarded highly commended to employability. And now we move on to the winner. And the winner is Diversity and Ability with Adam Hyland.
Yeah! Fantastic news. We're so amazed to have won the disability specialist category, and we're so pleased that the lived experience has been seen. But it's too value. Thank you.
I'd like to extend my congratulations to Adam and Diversity and Ability. We were all, as judges, impressed with the work that you do and the passion you showed in what you do. Congratulations and well done.
Well, normally at this time of the RIDI Awards ceremony, we would be asking you to vote for which of our amazing winners you think deserves to win our Greatest Impact Award. But this year, we invite you to join us for our Zoom after party, where Jane Hatton will be speaking to representatives from winning organisations, and you will be able to make your votes there. There will also be a couple of networking sessions for you to chat with fellow RIDI Awards supporters. The link for the Zoom after party is on the RIDI webpage, so please click on it to join us. I've had a great time hosting the virtual RIDI Awards, and I really hope that we will be able to do this in person in 2021. My job here is now done, you'll be pleased to know, so I'll hand over to Kate Headley from the Clear Company for closing comments. Over to you, Kate.
Wow. Well, those of you who've been at RIDI Awards before or have met me in person before know it's very hard for me to be speechless, but I am without words to express my gratitude to all of those entries and just how overwhelmingly motivated we all feel to get this right as a result of your efforts and for sharing them with us. We're going to be sharing those winners over the course of the next year. I'm already beyond excited about next year's entries with that as a platform for them. We're going to celebrate now with an after party, so join us on Zoom. You'll have been sent the link, but if you're watching us on the RIDI website, then the link is already there. Do join us because there's an opportunity then to contribute to the votes for the overall winner. And there's also an opportunity to network, which I can't wait to see because I've not done that virtually before. So that's going to be new for me. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thanks very much, everybody, and well done. Many congratulations.